I want to make a distinction between pain and suffering because I think a lot of people are under the impression that these two things are sort of out of our control. And while pain is inevitable, to a very large extent, suffering is actually within our realm of control. This is to say that we can reduce the amount of suffering that we experience in life very drastically. Because by definition, there's not one person who likes to suffer. Maybe there's some masochists out there who like pain, but to suffer is not favorable for anyone. And the good news is that we can reduce the amount of suffering in our life. And we have to understand this distinction between pain and suffering in order to do so. And really the nature of both of them. So pain is a phenomenon that arises from outside of ourselves, right? If I get punched in the face, it's probably going to hurt. I can't control the fact that my body is going to have pain receptors that register force landing on my skull. Or if I lose a loved one, I am not going to be able to control grief that I'm going to experience, right? The difficult, painful emotions that are going to arise. Sadness, grief. But suffering depends on how we relate to these things. So in the example of grief and losing a loved one, the experience of pain is most likely inevitable if you lose somebody very close and dear to you. But the amount of suffering that you experience relative to this emotional pain depends on your response to the pain. So when we suffer, it's because we resist pain. We want to push it away. We reject it. And we don't embrace it. And this is actually what causes suffering. So we experience pain and we try to push it away because we don't like it. But that is really what brings about the suffering. The degree to which you suffer is equal to the degree to which you resist pain. And there's the age-old cliche that what you resist will persist, but it is true. If you don't experience these, difficult emotions that arise relative to some circumstances, and you don't process them, those are going to stick around. Those are going to cause you more turmoil. Those are going to stir up some suffering in you. But if you come to accept that these emotions are here and I need to process them, I need to embrace them, then in a paradoxical sort of way, you can almost enjoy grief. I know when I lost somebody close to me, there was lots of tears, there was lots of sadness, lots of grief, but as I was processing these emotions, there was also lots of joy amongst the tears. I was able to recognize that I'm so grateful I got to know this person at all. I was able to process my emotions and move to a place of enjoying that it happened rather than suffering about the fact that it was over. When I say it, I mean the relationship to this person that I had. And this is really true about any time we experience pain. And it's going to be more difficult sometimes. When there's a very large degree of pain, sometimes it's so hard not to suffer relative to it. But the degree to which you resist pain and don't embrace it, don't accept it, don't process it, is the degree to which you will suffer unnecessarily relative to it. And I think that's very important to understand. And this isn't just about grieving the loss of a loved one. This is about any time you're going to experience pain in your life. Even physical pain. You trip and you fall and you bump your elbow. You can experience the sensation of physical pain without really suffering in relation to it. If you accept that it's there and really just recognize it for what it is, just the sensation indicating to your body, let's not do that again, you're not going to suffer in relation to it as much. And this is an insight that I partially learned from a teacher of consciousness named Peter Ralston. He's got a lot of really good books, a lot of really good YouTube videos out there as well. He teaches good workshops. One of my best friends went and lives with him for like 3 weeks, did one of his workshops. And he actually got a root canal without any sedation, sort of like as an experiment in consciousness to try and really see if his insights were accurate about physical pain. And he said he was able to sit through it without suffering. Even though it hurt like hell, he can still experience the pain. The suffering wasn't there. I'm not saying I could do that, but somebody out there can. Applying these principles, applying this awareness. So next time you're experiencing pain, I want you to remember that suffering is more about your relationship to the pain than the pain itself. So don't try and resist the pain, because this is just going to bring about suffering. Pain is inevitable in life, but oftentimes suffering is a choice. And like I said, this isn't just for physical pain or grieving. It's about any time you're experiencing pain. If you're having pain processing conflict in relationships, if you're experiencing pain from a breakup, pain from a chapter ending in your life, there's nothing wrong with grieving and being sad about them, but the degree to which you really hold on to things that it's time to let go of is going to let the pain persist and create suffering. So let the pain move. Let the pain be experienced. Feel it. Its presence. Let it be felt. Process it. And you can let it go, rather than resisting it with all your might, because then it's just going to stay right there and you're going to suffer. So I really encourage you to move through life with this at the forefront of your awareness when appropriate, because it's really going to help you move through life with a lot more ease, a lot more grace, and a lot less suffering, which is a beautiful thing and a very valuable thing. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content. And I have a couple links for you in the description. If you wanted to book a coaching call with me, you can go ahead and do that using the booking link. And there's also a free life audit workbook. It's a great resource. I use the same one and do a quarterly life audit. It really helps me get organized and hit my goals with more efficiency and effectiveness. So if that sounds valuable to you, those links are in the description down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.